Operation Mockingbird was a fully implemented CIA program to spread disinformation throughout American media. CIA Director William Colby testified to the Church Committee that over 400 CIA agents were active in the U.S. media to control what was reported through American mainstream television, newspapers, and magazines.
I thought that it was a matter of real concern that planted stories intended to serve a national purpose abroad came home and were circulated here and believed here, because this would mean that the CIA could manipulate the news in the United States by channeling it through some foreign country. Now we're looking at that very carefully.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
NIPSEY Hussle. That's what this video is going to be about. And what I'm going to show you is what the media has presented to you is not factual. If you are not interested in the truth or even an opinion, please click off. So, Nipsey Hussle allegedly died March 31st, 2019 in Los Angeles, California. He was shot. He was pronounced dead on Sunday at 3:55 p.m. on March 31st. Now let's look at numbers, because see, a lot is done by numbers. March 31st, that's a 3 for March. See that 3 and a 1? 3 plus 1 is also 4. Then you got the age 33. 3 plus 3 is also 6. Then you got 355. 10 plus 3, 13. But I know you don't understand or know where I'm going with this, so please keep watching. Now, first we must understand that we didn't create math. We discovered it. It's the universal language and law. No matter where you are in the universe, 1 plus 2 will always equal to 3. Everything in the universe obeys the law. Quote from Nikola Tesla. If you know the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, you would have a key to the universe. What you see on the screen? This is called the symbol of enlightenment. 3, 6, 9. Triangle. Symbol of enlightenment. If we go to the Great Pyramid of Giza, not only are there the 3 larger pyramids of Giza, all side by side, mirroring the positions of the stars in Orion's belt, but we also see a group of 3 smaller pyramids immediately away from the 3 larger pyramids. We find lots of evidence that nature uses 3-fold and 6-fold symmetry, including the hexagon tile shape of the common honeycomb. These shapes are in nature, and the ancients emulated these shapes in the building of their sacred architecture. Looking closely at the pattern, look on the screen if you're not already. Looking closely at the pattern of 3 and 6, you realize that 3 and 6 equals 9. 6 and 3 equals 9. All the numbers together equal 9, both ways, excluding and including 3 and 6. So 9 means unity of the both sides. 9 is the universe itself, the vibration, the energy, and the frequency. 3, 6, and 9. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. As I've said before many times, nothing happens by chance. And these people are very calculated. We know who rules Hollywood. We know who rules the entertainment industry. And if you don't know, hopefully you'll know by the end of this video. As I stated, he was pronounced dead at 3:55. 3 plus 5 is 8. Plus 5, 13. There's your 13. Now, 13 is big, you know, in Illuminati, New World Order. And then you take that 13, that 1 plus 3 equals 4. Now, I've spoken on this number 4 before in previous videos, and I'll link them to the end of this one. But the primary symbol for the New World Order is a pyramid. There is a pyramid within the 4 glyph. You may be like, what is the 4 glyph? Evolution of the glyph for 4. The glyph for 4 incorporates the cardinal cross, which separates the 12 signs of the zodiac into 4 sections. For thousands of years, the cross in one form or another has been used as a symbol of various gods. But you think your religion is original? The glyph began as 2 stakes crossing in the middle to form a cross. Interestingly, if we attach the 4 compass points to the 4, the area between west and north is where one of the strokes lies. The sun rises in the east. It is at its highest at midday in the south. It sets in the west, then darkness forms. When the sun never appears in the north, the 4 glyph demonstrates the darkened area between west and north. The Bible says that God lives in the north of the heavens. It also has Lucifer living there most of the time as well. And we cannot forget about the 13 satanic bloodlines of the Illuminati that rule the world. But see, that's another video.
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
Let me give you a brief history. See, many people believe that Nipsey Hussle started out, he was always an independent artist. So let me just give you a quick rundown. 2008 through 2010, Bullets Ain't Got No Name series was born. Basically in December of 2005, Hussle independently released his first mixtape, Slauson Boy Volume 1, to moderate local success. His debut project helped him to build a small regional fan base on the West Coast, and eventually led to Hussle being signed to the Cinematic Music Group and Epic Records. That's not independent. Let's go to 2010 to 2013. He left Epic Records in the Marathon series. After leaving Epic, Nipsey founded his own record label, All Money In. But what you need to understand about that, he was still under an umbrella. That umbrella is Atlantic. But let me continue. 2013 to 2019, Crenshaw and Victory Lap. Beginning in 2013, he released various songs from his upcoming mixtape, Crenshaw. Hussle's debut studio album, Victory Lap, was released on February 16, 2018, debuting at number 4 on the Billboard 200. There go that 4. As I stated, Victory Lap. As I also stated with Atlantic, that's who he's really under. That's who he's under. All Money In, still under Atlantic. No independence in that. You know that. You don't believe me? Yes. He is still, go to this site, Atlantic. No independence there. No matter how free you may think you are, or how free you think anybody else is, you're mistaken. Now let me give you a little quick acting career. Did you know he had a little acting career as well? In 2007, Hussle played a small role in Bone Thugs-n-Harmony's semi-autobiographical film. In 2010, he starred in the film Caged Animal alongside Ving Rhames. In 2015, Hussle was featured in a cameo, the Sexy Get Ready song, in the pilot episode of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Now, I hope I don't mess this name up, but I know I am. So please forgive me, I'm not doing it on purpose. Hold your comments. The state of Eritrea. At the age of 19, Hustle's father took both him and his brother, Samuel, on a trip to Eritrea, East Africa, for 3 months in 2004. Now, he credited the trip with inspiring him to become a community activist. Okay? His father was the one that was born in. Now, this country is it's a country that most people have never even heard of, let alone can put it on a map. It's a small country in East Africa, wedged between Sudan, Ethiopia, and the Red Sea. Now, Nipsey once said that his father fled a war in Eritrea to settle in the U.S. Now, what I told you before, that was wrong when they said he was a 19. Hustle visited Eritrea twice in his lifetime, first as an 18-year-old when he spent 3 months, and most recently in April of 2018. And with his brother and dad, they met the president and they sat down, y'all, with the Ministry of Information's website. And again, just a little quick history on this. They were in a war. Well, they won their independence from Ethiopia in 1993 after a 30-year war, but has been plagued by repression at home and tense relations with his neighbors. Bordered by Sudan, Ethiopia. It occupies a strategically important area in the Horn of Africa. Tensions remain high across the closed and heavily fortified border until 2018, when Ethiopia launched a surprise diplomatic initiative that formally ended the state of war between the two countries. However, it's a one-party state in a highly militarized society, which the government has sought to justify by citing the threat of war with Ethiopia. Excuse me. Prolonged periods of conflict and severe drought have adversely affected their agricultural economy, and it remains one of the poorest countries in Africa. By UN estimates, hundreds of thousands have fled the country in recent years, making the journey across the Sahara and the Mediterranean to Europe. Now let us not forget this TMZ headline: Nipsey Hussle dead at 33. Coroner says fatal shots to head and torso. Remember that. To head and torso. But what I want everybody to understand is, has anybody been paying attention to these pictures? Now, they say he was shot 6 times, at least once in the head, right? Wouldn't you see blood somewhere, even up there by his head where the white sheet is and the white glove is on the fireman? And where the hell are his clothes? Look how he got one sock on. Isn't that another sign as well, that Illuminati, that one, because it's always that one. They do that, with the one pants leg up type thing. It's always that one. Just like Michael Jackson with the one glove. Yeah, that one. You got one sock on. Well, where's the other sock? And where the fuck is the blood? Oh, if you don't like cuss words, you should have been clipped the fuck off. But anyway, where's the blood? 6 damn times? One at least in the head? But I'm a conspiracy theorist, alright? I must be just looking too deep into it. Or not deep enough. Let's continue. Shot 6 times in the head and torso. And they said he lived for 1 hour after being shot 6 times, once in the head. He lived for 1 hour. Still didn't see no blood, but he lived for 1 hour. That's what they say. Still gotta have that magic number 6. Not 5, not 2, not 7, not 8, 6. Another, this is TMZ. Because see, if you don't know who TMZ is, you better look that up. That's part of that CIA. They just control. You never question how they always first on the scene type stuff? Chaotic claims. Now remember, this is I wasn't even incorrect when I was about to call TMZ the CIA. But this is what they had, TMZ, chaotic claims. You understand? I always say, please, y'all, pay attention to words, because words do mean something and they matter. And if you don't have an open mind to see what's going on around, I can't do nothing for you. This is why God said, those with eyes to see, let them see. Those with ears to hear, let them hear. So just because you can't see or hear yet, keep your opinions to yourself. Chaotic claims. See, claims is not facts. Okay? 6:02 p.m. Our sources are clear. Remember, we're talking about TMZ sources. Our sources are clear. This appears to be gang related. See, they want you to think it's gang related. See, they also been pushing a race thing too. Appears, just because something appears to be something does not make it so. Our sources are clear. So if your sources are clear, why is it an appearance of, right? Them two don't even go together. Either you clear or you not. But anyway, this appears to be gang related to the law enforcement officers working the case. 546. The way they have it, but I should have read it the other way. But anyway, law enforcement sources tell TMZ, they talk to TMZ, right? So the police talk to TMZ. They ain't talk to the news. They talk to TMZ. The suspect cops are looking for is a black male in his 20s. We're told he approached Nipsey and Cole by foot. He did all this on foot. Sunday afternoon and fired multiple shots. Well, my last check, multiple means 2, not 6. Multiple means 2. And they said only to depart right after, and what we're told. See, all this telling the shit, but if you ain't see it shit, come on now. We're told appeared to be a nearby waiting vehicle with a separate driver who our sources say was female. Isn't this the definition of fake news? Yes. Now, at 512, I should have read that. Our law enforcement sources tell TMZ. So you got law enforcement sources at that. Yeah. Nipsey Hussle has died. He was 33 years old. He survived by 2 children and his girlfriend. I don't know why people kept calling her his wife. With whom he had a child in 2016. Now, another thing I always ask y'all, pay attention to these photos. Not only do they pay crisis actors or they pay people to protest. You didn't know that? Yeah, look that up. I've talked about it in videos. I'm not the only one. Just do a search on YouTube. You're going to find plenty of videos talking about it. Way more knowledgeable than me on it. Okay? Look at this picture. I got it circled for y'all, and I got the arrows pointing to it in case you act like you don't see it. Melanin. That's on her hat, and then ghetto on his shirt. The hell's the point of that? And if this don't look like a posed picture, I don't know what else is. Melanin and ghetto. People always associate black people in the ghetto. Like we the only people that can live in a ghetto. But you don't see what's going on. You still think they ain't trying to push a race war? You still don't understand that they want us to all take that bait so they can fully implement martial law? Or you gonna think this is a real picture? Look at this one. The fuck? They look like they posing for a magazine cover, or at least the inside spread. Look at these people. The chick on the bottom where I got that yellow and pink arrow, I don't know who the hell she looking at, but she definitely is posing. And the girl on top, on the left, I got the blue arrow at. She looked like she posing. Dude with the green arrow, he definitely posing. Look at the dude with the red where I got that yellow arrow, he posing. And then the dude beneath him, he's smiling. But this is supposed to be in a protest. Remember that. None of this shit don't look like these people posing for like, really? Oh, okay. And then this one, another one. Look at this. I don't know what the hell they doing over there on the right. I got that pink and yellow arrow. They all falling down like they playing bowling or something. And then the chick where I got the green arrow, what the hell is she laughing and smiling at? Y'all supposed to be so upset, right? You protesting, right? How much was your check? What the fuck is so funny? Yes, I see dude the Adidas sweat. You think I don't see that? With 3 stripes, the black and white? I see too many people smiling in the picture. I just see too much. It's just too posed. But then again, I'm just a conspiracy theorist. Then I came across this one. This was from BET Awards. So they, of course, TMZ can always count on them. So they just got this perfectly good picture of Nipsey Hussle allegedly slapping somebody. They got that, right? TMZ. See? They got that. Him slapping somebody. Supposed to be slapping the shit out of somebody, right? And then, of course, they got him. I don't know who this is apprehending him. The fuck is everybody else at, though? Seemed a little staged to me.
George Tenet, CIA director, you describe him this way. In public, George Tenet struck a pose as an honest broker of intelligence. In private, he was sometimes seen as someone who would tell people what they wanted to hear, but later say the opposite to others.
Now look at this, what I found on his Twitter. It was on his Twitter page from August of 2015. See, he called himself the Great. You may call him Nipsey Hussle, but you got to understand what Nipsey Hussle really is. This is on his Twitter. He called himself the Great. But look what Nipsey Hussle is. Nipsey Hussle in caps. One thing you have to understand about this country and the people that own us, yeah, we're collateral. When you see, like our names, for example, like on your birth certificate or social security card, for instance, right? When a name is in all caps, it's considered a corporation, a business. We are property, collateral. In case you didn't know that, look that up. When it's in all caps, it's a business. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, somebody collecting interest off of all of us. Look that up. What you think them serial numbers is for on your birth certificate and on the back of your social security number card? Hell, what you think your social security number is? Nipsey Hussle. That's the only thing that's capitalized in this tweet. Is a self-employed, independent black business. You see that? Not man. Black business. You can't mistake the word business and man. Autocorrect's not even going to do that. An independent black business that is owned and operated in the heart of South Central LA. Nipsey Hussle is a business. But see, I'm going to get into a little later on. Let y'all even know what that word Nipsey even means, in case you don't know that. Now, the marathon, where he allegedly got shot at, his business, the marathon, once again, just look at the picture. Look at the picture. I guess the teddy bears and stuff is covering up blood. I don't know, but like I said, the marathon. I always wondered, why do you name it the marathon? The marathon is a long distance race completed by running, walking, or walk. Strategy. It's a strategy. There are also wheelchair divisions. The event was instituted in commemoration of the fabled run of the Greek soldier. I'm not fucking that name up, but you can see it on the screen. Who was a messenger. From the Battle of Marathon to Athens, who reported the victory. Remember, Victory Lap is also the name of... Okay, I'm losing y'all. A messenger. You see I have that circle for you in the air? Keep that in mind. A messenger.
On the album, you make a spook who sat by the door reference.
You know about that, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I read that book, but I don't think you a spook who sat by the door. I think your intentions are pretty clear.
Well, now I would say so, but even to the point we made earlier, that's one of the reasons I was so vocal about where I was coming from and what I represented, because I knew who I wanted to mobilize. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook That Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finished my situation with our partnership at Atlantic. And for anybody that ain't seen that movie or read the book, it's about a gang member from Chicago who, presented himself in a way he never caught no cases. He had a clean cut look, and he infiltrated the CIA. Yep. And he became educated and basically he used their agenda which was to have a token nigga in the CIA for political reasons. You know, we gonna speak blunt, fuck it. He used it against him. And I think that in terms of hip hop, you think of the message that they embrace, I feel parallel with, like, you know what I mean, the power structure. I don't mean the culture of hip hop, but the power structure of music. They got prescribed personas they expect from us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the way he used their intention against him was one of my underlying strategies. You know?
Now, on the Breakfast Club interview, Nipsey Hussle gave a very short version of the spook who sat by the door. But let me give you a more detail of what it's really about. Having become the first black man in the CIA, Freeman is given a desk job, section chief of the top secret reproduction center. Freeman understands that he is the token black man in the CIA, and that the CIA defines his presence as proof of the agency's commitment to racial integration and social progress. When used as a model Negro and tasked to appear and speak at social and official events, he tells a story the audience wishes to hear. What they wish to hear. He has a distaste for the snob-ridden political world of Washington, D.C., and especially the city's black middle class. Therefore, after completing his training in guerrilla warfare, weaponry, communications, and subversion, Freeman continues working at the CIA long enough to avoid raising suspicion about his motives for resigning from the CIA, and then returns to Chicago to work providing social services to black people. On returning to the city, Freeman communicates with the Cobras, a street gang previously immune to appeals from social service agencies. Immediately, he begins recruiting young black men from the ghettos. Let me little pause right here. Remember that picture I showed you a while back? And the person who had ghetto on their shirt? Just like that girl had the melanin on her hat? But I'm tripping. Okay. He began recruiting young black men from the ghettos of Chicago, the inner city, to become freedom fighters by teaching them the guerrilla warfare skills and tactics he learned with the CIA. The Cobra's training includes a fight with the Comanches, a rival street gang, the study and appreciation of black poetry, music, and revolutionary leaders, a bank robbery on 115th and Halstead Streets, and the robbery of a National Guard armory on Cottage Grove Avenue. The Cobras have become a guerrilla group with Freeman as the secret leader, and by means of violent and nonviolent actions, set out to ensure that black people truly live freely in Chicago and the U.S. The Freedom Fighters of Chicago began propaganda operations. Propaganda. To tell the public about their guerrilla warfare throughout the U.S. To his guerrillas, Freeman says, "What we got now is a colony. What we want is a new nation." As armed revolt and war of liberation occurred throughout the poor neighborhoods of Chicago, the Illinois National Guard and the Chicago police desperately try to stop the black freedom fighters. They want a war, y'all. Are you going to take that bait? Oh, and Mr. Lee Daniels, you know, the one behind Empire? Yeah, that Fox TV show? Yeah. Lee Daniels' entertainment option spy novel, The Spook Who Sat by the Door, for a series development with Fox 21. But all these are coincidence. Everybody talking about that spook who sat by the door. Now, I'm going to remind you about a marathon. It's important to remember that most people who run a marathon have been running for years and gradually built up to the marathon distance of 26.2 miles. Only someone who is incredibly fit could decide to run a marathon on a whim. Now, you want to know what Nipsey means? But what I'm about to read to you is not the true meaning, because this is what somebody put up after his death. They put it up on April 11th of 2019. So you can't take this as being the actual meaning for it. Let me read it to you, and then you'll understand why I said that. A homie, a homeboy, someone that gives respect and gets respect from his hood and everywhere he goes, makes an impact in his community and helps others to become better, and will leave an impact for the world to see. Nipsey gave me a job, so I'm off the streets now and making a better life for me and my family. This is posted April 11th. You see, it has 27 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. Oh, so everybody agrees with this meaning, right? Because see, what it is doing is, because see, people are worshiping him. Okay? That's what it is. See, when somebody likes someone so much that they choose to ignore the truth about what's really going on, they only want to hear the good and the positive about a person. They don't want to hear the truth. Because if you dare tell the truth about something, everybody's going to hate you. Don't believe me? This one was posted May 23rd, 2011. Nipsey. Again, this person posted this May 23rd, 2011, way before all of this. Nipsey. It's a noun used for any type of fool, poser, buster, or general clown. And so that's this Nipsey. Now I find that ironic. It had 25 thumbs up, but it has 119 thumbs down. I can guarantee those thumbs downs came after his death. People don't want to know the truth. They know the fact that this was put up in 2011. They know the fact that this person didn't post this after the date, so you can't say he was hating. A poser is what sticks in my head. A poser. You know, somebody pretending. Now, his name, Ermias, is an Ethiopian name for boys meaning sent by God. Do you understand that? Sent by God. So when you give your child only about that type of name, you setting them up. A Messiah complex, also known as the Christ complex or Savior complex. It's a state of mind in which an individual holds a belief that they are destined to become a savior. That is how people have described him, as a savior. The term can also refer to a state of mind in which an individual believes that he or she is responsible for saving or assisting others. This is exactly what people have said about him. Exactly. And you're not even understanding that you're treating this person that you think you know as a god. You are worshiping this person. And he's not the first one to have this done. Princess Diana. See, y'all think that these characters are real? Just remember, he also called himself the Great. And Nipsey Hussle, that's just business.
She was a model employee.
She was kind of considered to be the superstar of our organization.
She was a respected colleague.
She was a role model for me, and I aspired to be like her.
Her name, Ana Belén Montes. And she was
finishing up her master's degree at Johns Hopkins, had a bachelor's degree from the University of Virginia, looks extremely qualified, very intelligent.
Ana Montez seemed like the perfect hire, and she lived up to the promise of her resume. She quickly won the respect of her peers within the U.S. intelligence community as a Latin American analyst.
She was an outstanding analyst. She was a phenomenal writer, extremely prolific, typically producing about 2 to 3 times as much as the average analyst.
There was simply nothing about her that raised any red flags.
Her security record was spotless, no indications of security infractions or security violations. She lived modestly within her means, and in short, she displayed none of the typical behaviors we associate with espionage activity.
Even those close to Ana found no reason to be suspicious. Fellow analyst Steve Smith shared a double cubicle with Ana for more than 5 years. He never imagined she lived a double life.
In the time that I knew her, I didn't see anything that brought to my mind a suspicious thought about Ana Montez. I really thought she was loyal, highly professional, and I don't think there was any single incident, not even a single incident that I could point to that would have driven me to think that maybe there's something wrong here.
Who I wanted to mobilize, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook Just Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finished my situation with our partnership at Atlantic,